there's a comfort in having a cup of coffee, right? It's like, I don't want a tea. I don't want a milkshake. I don't want a juice. I don't want a glass of water. I want a coffee. There's a flavor, there's an experience, there's a smell, there's all these things that come along with it. So if you can still have that cup of coffee, but you just are getting less of the caffeine effect of it, then it's a win because you're not saying I'm sacrificing something. I'm actually kind of treating myself, right? I'm actually, at the very least, I'm not changing anything. I'm just changing what the coffee is. And it's giving me the effect that I want. If you can do a week without coffee at all, that's even better theoretically, because what that does is it gives your body, and you've probably experienced this yourself, is it gives your body some time to reset. In particular, one of the big ones that I always point to is the adenosine receptors. So when you have coffee constantly, the caffeine and its metabolites, the things it breaks down into, block adenosine receptors in your brain. And adenosine is that compound that tells your body that it is sleepy. It starts in the morning. You've essentially cleared your adenosine out after you wake up, and you start to build up gradually throughout the day more and more adenosine. What happens when you block the adenosine receptors is the adenosine still is in your system floating around, waiting for something to attach to. The caffeine blocks it. Once the caffeine wears off, that is when most people have a caffeine crash. Because what happens is the caffeine is now detaching itself from the receptors. It's loosening up and it's breaking down and getting processed through your liver. Then the adenosine is still in your system. So it's built up through the day. Your body's saying like, well, I don't feel any adenosine, so I must be awake. And then all of a sudden, all these receptors get flooded with adenosine and say, oh God, I'm must be super late because I've got this huge amount of adenosine. And so that's one of the problems. The other problem is the more coffee you drink, the more like your body's saying like, hey, I'm not feeling this adenosine effect. It's upregulating your adenosine receptors. So it means it's creating more receptors or trying to get more reception of adenosine. And people fill that with more coffee. And depending on how much caffeine you're having, you have enough caffeine in your system to fill that really quickly. So you upregulate and you get more and more receptors, and and even more receptors are getting blocked. So then when you get the clearance of your caffeine, your breakdown, you get an even bigger crash, right? Because now you have even more spaces where adenosine can fit into, and so it's like, oh yeah, it's time to sleep, buddy. It's 2 p.m. By weaning yourself off of caffeine for a bit, giving yourself a bit of a break, and just taking a break, then when you come back, generally speaking, 2 weeks is a good amount of time with low to no caffeine, that you come back and you have that cup of coffee, like just regular coffee again, and it will wire you like it used to. Like you'll be like, oh, whoa, I feel this.